Resilience isn't just about surviving chaos. What if it's the secret to defying time itself? Life in America today throws endless stress your way. Work pressure builds up. Uncertainty looms large. The weight of yesterday drags you down. It's no wonder so many feel worn out, far before their time. You're not alone in this. We've all felt that quiet ache, that sense of losing ourselves to the grind. But here's the promise. Today, I'll reveal 7 Stoic principles that don't just keep you strong, they keep you youthful, inside and out. These aren't empty words. They're tools, forged by ancient wisdom, sharpened for modern life. Master these, and you'll carry a vitality others can't explain. We'll explore hidden reasons rooted in resilience. How you face setbacks, how you find peace, how you unlock a timeless energy that stress can't touch. Stick with me and discover how Stoicism turns chaos into calm and exhaustion into strength. Let's begin. You thrive in chaos with resilience. What if the chaos in your life isn't here to break you, but to make you unbreakable? I know how it feels. We've all been tossed around by life's unpredictability. It's draining, isn't it? The bills pile up, the plans fall apart, and just when you think you've got it together, another storm hits. But here's where Stoicism steps in. It doesn't promise to stop the chaos. It teaches you how to thrive in it. Resilience isn't about dodging the punches life throws. It's about taking them and standing stronger each time. The Stoics saw chaos differently. To them, it's not some cruel twist of fate. It's a classroom. Every disruption, every heartbreak, every moment that tests your limits, it's all there to shape you. Resilience turns life's storms into strength, not scars. It's not about pretending everything's fine. It's about facing the mess head-on, knowing you've got what it takes to come out the other side. Think about it. How many times have you been knocked down, only to get back up a little tougher, a little wiser? That's the Stoic way. Chaos doesn't define you. Your response does. Marcus Aurelius, a man who ruled an empire while facing wars, betrayal, and plague, put it perfectly. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Let that sink in. You can't control the traffic jam, the rude co-worker, or the unexpected bill, but you can control how you react. That's where your power lies. That's resilience. It's not about wishing life were easier. It's about building a mind strong enough to handle whatever comes. Picture a tree in a fierce storm. The wind howls, branches sway, leaves scatter. Yet the tree stands. It bends with the gusts, but doesn't snap. That's you. Life can batter you with its wild, unpredictable waves, but you don't have to break. I've felt it too. The pressure, the weight of it all. We've all had days where it seems too much. But like that tree, you can adapt. You can endure. And when the storm passes, you're still there, rooted, steady, stronger than before. Others might crumble under the same pressure. Not you, not with resilience. So how do you start? Next time life hits hard, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what can I control in this moment? Maybe it's your attitude. Maybe it's your next step. Focus there. Let the rest go. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. Yesterday, I spilled coffee all over my desk, ruined papers, soaked keyboard, the works. I could have fumed all day. Instead, I stopped. I asked, what can I control? I cleaned up, grabbed a new cup, and moved on. That's it. One small choice, one moment of resilience. String those moments together, and you've got a life of strength. Try it today. When the chaos creeps in, don't fight it, face it. Ask the question. Watch how it shifts you. Now, here's the twist. The worse the storm, the stronger you can become. It's counterintuitive, right? You'd think chaos would wear you down, but Stoicism flips that. Each challenge is a forge. The hotter the fire, the tougher the steel. Lose your job? It's a chance to rethink your path. Fight with a friend? It's a lesson in patience. The bigger the mess, the bigger the opportunity. I read about a guy who lost everything in a flood. House, car, savings. Devastating. But he rebuilt, step by step. And now he says he's more grounded than ever. That's the surprise. Chaos doesn't just test your resilience, it builds it. I want to hear from you now. What's the toughest storm you've faced lately? Maybe it's a work crisis, a family struggle, or just one of those weeks where nothing goes right. Drop it in the comments. Share how you got through, or how you're still pushing. Your story might light the way for someone else. We're in this together, figuring out how to stand tall no matter what life throws. Resilience isn't just about surviving chaos, it's about thriving in it. It's the Stoic secret to turning life's unpredictability into unshakable strength. And it's only the start. Up next, we'll dive into how embracing change keeps your spirit young. Because in Stoicism, every storm, every shift is a chance to grow. You embrace change as a Stoic. Change is scary, isn't it? It feels like the ground is shifting beneath your feet. Just when you think you've got life figured out, something flips it upside down. A job ends. A relationship fades. A plan falls apart. It's unsettling. I know the feeling. We all do. But what if I told you that the secret to staying youthful isn't in avoiding these moments, but in embracing them? You've already learned to stand strong in chaos. Now, let's take it further. Because in Stoicism, change isn't just something to survive, it's something to dance with. The Stoics saw change as nature's law. It's not personal, it's not punishment, it's just life, flowing like a river, curving and shifting. Fighting it? That's what wears you down. Resisting change is like trying to hold back the tide. You exhaust yourself for nothing. But when you embrace change, you stay flexible. You adapt. You grow. And that keeps you young, not just in body, but in spirit. Flexibility is the key. Rigidity ages you. It makes you brittle, mentally and emotionally. But when you move with life's shifts, you stay light. You stay vibrant. Think about it. When you cling to how things should be, you're tense, you're heavy, you're stuck. But when you let go and flow, you feel free. That's the Stoic way. They didn't wrestle life, they danced with it. And that mindset? It's what keeps you youthful. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, nailed it when he said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about them." Let that sink in. It's not the change itself that stresses you out. It's how you think about it. Lose your job? It's not the job loss that hurts. It's the story you tell yourself about it. I'm a failure. I'll never recover. That's what weighs you down. But a Stoic shifts the lens. They ask, what can I control here? What's the opportunity? It's not about denying the challenge. It's about reframing it. Change isn't a threat, it's a doorway. And walking through it, that's how you grow. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine getting laid off. Most people panic. They spiral into worst-case scenarios. What now? How will I pay the bills? Their heart races, their mind churns, but a Stoic takes a different path. They pause, they breathe. They don't deny the sting, they feel it. Then they think, this is hard, but it's also a chance. What can I learn? How can I grow? Maybe they've been stuck in a rut, and this is the push they needed. Maybe it's time to chase a dream they've shelved for too long. I've seen it happen. A friend of mine lost his job after 15 years. Devastating, right? He could have crumbled. Instead, he took it as a sign. He started his own business, something he'd always wanted to do. Now, he's thriving. Change didn't break him. It made him. I've had my own moments, too. Nothing huge, but telling. My favorite cafe closed last year. I was bummed. That place was my sanctuary. Great coffee, quiet corners. But instead of clinging to what was, I decided to explore. I tried new spots, wandered different streets, and guess what? I found a better one. Better coffee, better vibe. It's a small thing, but it taught me something big. Embracing change, even the little ones, opens doors you didn't know were there. It keeps you curious, it keeps you young. So, here's your challenge. This week, shake up your routine. Try something new. Take a different route to work. Pick up a hobby you've never considered. Painting, coding, whatever sparks a flicker of curiosity. Notice how it feels. A little uncomfortable? That's good. That's growth. That's youthfulness in action. Don't just think about it. Do it. Step into the unknown. Feel the freedom in adapting. Because when you embrace change, you're not just reacting, you're evolving. You're telling life, bring it on, I'm ready. Start small if you need to. Swap your usual coffee order. Walk a new path. The point isn't the size of the change, it's the willingness to move with it. That's where the magic happens. Now, here's a twist that might surprise you. Sometimes, losing friends is a gift. It sounds harsh, I know. We're taught to hold on to relationships, to fight for them. But think about it. Not every connection lifts you up. Some weigh you down. They drain your energy, cloud your peace. Letting go of toxic ties, even if it's painful, can be freedom in disguise. I had a friend once who thrived on drama. Every call was a crisis, every meetup a complaint. I cared about them, but I was exhausted. When that friendship faded, I felt guilty. Then, relieved. Suddenly, I had more time, more calm, fewer burdens, more peace. And peace? That's the ultimate youth serum. Stoicism teaches us to value what truly matters. Sometimes that means releasing what doesn't. It's not about cutting people off lightly. It's about recognizing when a relationship no longer serves your growth. Less noise, more clarity. Less drama, more lightness. That's the unexpected gift of change. I want to hear from you now. What change scared you at first, but turned out to be a blessing? Maybe it was a breakup that led to self-discovery. Maybe a move to a new city that opened your world, or a career shift that reignited your passion. Drop it in the comments. Share your story. Let's inspire each other. Because here's the thing, we're all navigating change. We're all learning to dance with it. And when we share how we've grown, we light the way for others. Your experience might be the spark someone else needs. So, don't hold back. Tell me, what shift shook you, then shaped you? I get it. Change feels like losing control. It's unsettling. We crave stability, routine, the comfort of knowing what's next. I've been there. When my life flipped, new city, new job, I wanted to dig in my heels, hold on to what I knew. But here's the Stoic truth. Stability isn't in the world around you. It's in you. When you embrace change, you carry your calm wherever you go. You become the eye of the storm, steady, unshaken. That's power. That's freedom. And honestly, it's what keeps you youthful. Because when you stop fearing change, you stop carrying its weight. You move lighter, you breathe easier, you live fuller. The Stoics looked to nature for wisdom, and it's a perfect teacher. Rivers don't flow in straight lines, they curve with the land. Trees grow around obstacles. Animals adapt to the seasons. Nature doesn't resist change, it flows with it. Neither should you. When you fight life's natural shifts, you're fighting yourself. And that battle? It ages you. It wears you down, mentally and physically. But when you align with life's flow, you stay flexible. You stay young. It's not just philosophy. Science backs it up. Studies show that people who adapt well to change have lower stress levels, better mental health, and even slower aging. Your body listens to your mind. Stay rigid, and you'll feel it in your bones. Stay flexible, and you'll feel it in your spirit. So, you've got resilience. You're starting to embrace change. Together, they make you lighter, freer. But how do you build that inner strength? How do you turn flexibility into a habit, so it's not just a reaction, but a way of life? That's where we're headed next. Let's dive deeper into how Stoicism teaches us to cultivate strength from within. Because embracing change is just the beginning. The real power comes when you make it part of who you are. You master how to build resilience. You've learned to dance with change, to flow with life's currents. But what happens when the waves get rough? When change isn't just a shift, but a storm? That's where resilience comes in, not just as a reaction, but as a skill you can master. I get it. Some days it feels like the world is testing you. The car breaks down, the deadline looms, and your patience wears thin. We've all been there, snapping at a loved one or spiraling into frustration. It's human. But here's the thing. Resilience isn't about being unbreakable. It's about bending without breaking. About turning those moments into opportunities to grow stronger. Wondering how to build resilience? It's not luck. It's practice. The Stoics didn't just endure, they trained their minds to bend, not break. They knew that every challenge, every irritation, was a chance to strengthen their inner resolve. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. This isn't some vague ideal. It's a practical tool you can wield every day. Life throws punches, big and small, and Stoicism teaches you how to roll with them, how to stand taller because of them. Resilience isn't about avoiding the storm. It's about learning to navigate it, to find your footing even when the ground shakes. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, knew this well. He faced exile, a brutal blow by any measure. Imagine losing everything, your home, your status, your comfort. Yet, in that isolation, he produced some of his best work. He didn't dwell on what he'd lost. He focused on what he could do with what remained. He wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Think about that. Hardship isn't just something to survive, it's something to use. It's a forge that shapes you, a weight that builds your strength. Seneca didn't just preach this, he lived it, and you can too. Let me tell you about a time I felt completely overwhelmed. I was juggling a new job, a move to a different city, and a family crisis, all at once. It felt like too much. I remember sitting in my car, tears streaming, thinking, I can't do this. The weight pressed down, suffocating. Maybe you've been there too. A moment when the world feels stacked against you. The coffee spills, the meeting runs late, the kids won't stop arguing. We've all snapped when we didn't mean to. It's human. But in that car, I took a breath. I asked myself, what can I control right now? Not everything, just one thing. I couldn't fix it all, but I could make a plan. I could call a friend. I could take it one step at a time. That shift from panic to purpose didn't erase the problems, but it made me stronger. That's resilience in action. So, how do you start building this skill? Start small. Today, when something annoys you, maybe a slow driver, a long line, a rude email, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Feel the irritation, but don't let it own you. Choose calm. Choose to let it go. It's simple, but it's not easy. Each time you do this, you're training your mind. You're flexing that resilience muscle. Don't wait for the big crises to practice. Use the daily grind, the little frustrations that chip away at your peace. Master those, and you'll be ready for the storms. This is how to build resilience. One breath, one choice at a time. Start now. Try it today. You'll be amazed at the shift. Here's the catch. Every irritation is a chance to grow tougher. It's counterintuitive, right? You'd think dodging stress would make you stronger, but Stoicism flips that on its head. Each challenge, each frustration is a gift. A slow cashier, a chance to practice patience, a cancelled plan, a chance to adapt. It's not about liking the struggle. It's about using it. The Stoics saw adversity as a teacher, not an enemy. So, the next time life throws a curveball, don't duck. Lean into it. Let it sharpen you. That's the secret they mastered, and it's yours to claim. I want to hear from you. What's one trick you use to stay calm under pressure? Maybe it's a deep breath, a quick walk, a mantra you repeat. Drop it in the comments below. Let's share our tools. Because here's the truth. We're all learning. We're all growing. And together, we can help each other build resilience, one small step at a time. Your story might inspire someone else. Your trick might be the key they need. So, what's yours? Let's talk about it. Building resilience isn't just about enduring, it's about thriving. It's about turning every challenge into a chance to grow. You're not just surviving the storm, you're learning to steer through it. And that's just the beginning. Up next, we'll explore how curiosity keeps your mind sharp and your spirit young. Because in Stoicism, the quest for wisdom never ends. You cultivate curiosity like a Stoic. Have you ever wondered what keeps your mind sharp when life's storms rage on? Resilience might hold you steady, but what keeps your spirit from growing old? What lights a spark when the days feel heavy and dull? I've been there, stuck in a grind, watching life blur into a monochrome haze. Maybe you have too. The truth is, there's a quiet force that can pull you out of that fog. It's not a secret weapon or a fleeting thrill. It's curiosity, not the reckless kind that leads to trouble, but the kind the Stoics cherished, the kind that keeps you growing, asking, and truly alive. We've talked about building resilience to weather life's chaos. Now let's explore how curiosity, a cornerstone of Stoic wisdom, keeps your mind youthful and your spirit vibrant. Curiosity isn't just for kids. It's not a childish whim you outgrow. It's a deliberate practice, a Stoic virtue. It's the art of pausing and asking, why? It's seeking wisdom in every moment, no matter how small. The Stoics didn't drift through life on autopilot. They questioned it. They probed deeper. They searched for meaning in the ordinary and lessons in the mess. Think about it. When you stop asking questions, you stop stretching your mind. You settle into routines that dull your edges. Life becomes a loop, and that's when you start to age, not just in years, but in spirit. Curiosity is the antidote. It keeps your perspective fresh. It turns every day into a chance to learn something new. In Stoicism, this isn't fluff. It's a lifeline. It's how you stay engaged with the world, how you keep your mind sharp and your soul young. Picture this. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, had every reason to coast. Power, wealth, status. He could have let life carry him. But he didn't. He woke at dawn, not to command armies, but to sit with his thoughts. Pen in hand, he questioned everything. His fears, his duties, the world spinning around him. He wrote, "Look within. Do not allow the special quality of anything to escape you." That's curiosity in its purest form. He wasn't chasing answers to boast about. He was seeking understanding, to stay awake to life. That relentless questioning kept his mind nimble, his spirit unbroken. Even amidst war and plague, he didn't just endure. He explored. That's the Stoic way. And it's a reminder, curiosity isn't about knowing it all. It's about staying open. It's about refusing to let life pass you by. I've felt that shift myself. A few years back, I hit a wall. Work was a treadmill. Days bled into each other. I wasn't miserable, but I wasn't alive either. Life felt flat. Maybe you've been there too, when nothing sparks that old fire and you're just going through the motions. Then, out of nowhere, I watched a documentary on ancient Rome. It wasn't my thing, but I leaned in, and something clicked. I dove into the Stoics, their words, their lives. It wasn't just interesting, it was electric. That curiosity cracked open a world I'd ignored. Suddenly, I wasn't just existing. I was learning. I was growing. The beige faded and life lit up again. That's what curiosity does. It doesn't just pull you out of a rut. It keeps you young. It turns the mundane into a playground for your mind. So, how do you make this real? How do you cultivate curiosity like a Stoic? Start small. Today, ask one simple question. What can I learn from this? That's it. Pick anything, a conversation, a frustration, even a chore like folding laundry. When you're stuck in traffic, don't just grit your teeth. Ask, what's this teaching me about patience? When a problem lands on your desk, don't just fix it. Ask, what can I uncover here? Write it down. Make it stick. This isn't about overthinking. It's about waking up. It's about turning every moment into a chance to grow. Try it today. Pick one thing, big or small, and ask the question. Watch how it shifts you. Watch how it keeps your mind sharp. You'll feel the difference, I promise. Now here's something you might not expect. Boredom ages you faster than wrinkles ever could. It sounds bold, but think about it. When you're bored, you check out. Your mind drifts. Your energy fades. You're not living. You're just there. That stagnation seeps in deep. It makes you feel old, even if the mirror says otherwise. But curiosity flips that on its head. It turns the dull into the fascinating. It makes a traffic jam a lesson, a rainy day a mystery. The Stoics got this. They didn't just survive hardship, they dissected it. They sought wisdom in every crack. That drive kept them vibrant, even when the world crumbled. So, if you want to stay youthful, don't let boredom win. Stay curious. Let life be a quest, not a chore. I want to hear from you now. What's something new you've learned lately? Maybe it's a random fact that stuck with you. Maybe you tried a new skill or stumbled on a fresh perspective. Drop it in the comments. Let's celebrate those sparks, the little wins that keep us growing. Because curiosity isn't just yours alone, it's ours. When you share what lights you up, it might ignite something in someone else. I've been inspired by others' stories. Maybe yours will do the same for me. So, what's got your mind buzzing lately? Let's keep this alive together. Life gets dull when we stop wondering. I've been there, lost in the grind, forgetting to look up. But Stoicism pulls us back. It tells us to stay awake, to stay curious, to chase wisdom with every step. That's what keeps you growing. That's what keeps you youthful. But here's the next question. Why stay youthful at all? What's the point of this vitality? It's not about vanity, it's about purpose. Let's explore that next. You know why staying youthful matters. Curiosity keeps your mind sharp, your spirit hungry for more. But what's the point of all this growth if you don't feel alive? If the days blur together and you're just drifting? I've been there. Maybe you have too. Those stretches where life feels like a checklist. Wake up, work, sleep, repeat. You're not unhappy, but you're not exactly buzzing with energy either. It's like the spark's gone dim, and reigniting it feels impossible. That's when you start to wonder, why bother staying youthful at all? Is it just about vanity, chasing some fountain of youth, or is there more? Here's where Stoicism cuts through the noise. It doesn't care about wrinkles or grey hair. It's not about looking young. It's about feeling alive, vitality through purpose. That's the Stoic secret. Youth isn't a number. It's a fire inside you. It's the energy to live well, to wake up with a reason, to move through the world with intention. The Stoics didn't chase youth for its own sake. They chased the clarity and strength to live fully right now. Because when you're truly alive, you're not just passing time, you're shaping it. You're not just existing, you're thriving. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, put it perfectly. Caretake this moment. Immerse yourself in its particulars. That's not a call to be reckless or to chase thrills. It's a reminder to be here, fully, to squeeze every drop of meaning from the present. That's what keeps you youthful. Not the fleeting rush of excitement, but the quiet hum of purpose. It's about showing up for your life, really showing up. When you do that, you tap into a vitality that age can't touch. You become timeless. Let me paint a picture. Imagine a 60-year-old hiking a mountain trail. They're not sprinting, but their steps are steady, their eyes bright. They pause to take in the view, breathe in the crisp air, smile at the ache in their legs. Now, picture a 30-year-old slumped on the couch, scrolling through their phone, eyes glazed, shoulders heavy. Who feels younger? Who's more alive? It's not about the years, it's about the energy. The hiker isn't just moving their body, they're engaging with life. They've got a purpose, even if it's just to reach the next bend in the trail. The one on the couch? They're letting life slip by. I've felt both. Haven't you? Those days when you're buzzing with purpose, even if it's small, finishing a project, helping a friend, learning something new. And those days when you're just there, going through the motions. The difference is night and day. That's why staying youthful matters. It's not vanity, it's vitality. So, how do you make this real? How do you keep that fire burning? Start small. Today, find one thing that excites you. Just one. It doesn't have to be grand. Maybe it's a book you've been meaning to read. Maybe it's a walk in the park, really noticing the trees. Maybe it's calling a friend you haven't talked to in ages. Whatever it is, do it fully. Immerse yourself in it. Let it light you up. This isn't about chasing highs. It's about reconnecting with what makes you feel alive. The Stoics didn't wait for perfect moments. They made the most of what they had. They found purpose in the everyday. You can too. Try it today. Pick one thing. Dive in. Feel the shift. Now, here's a twist that might surprise you. Youth isn't age. It's how much fire you've got left. It's not about the years on your skin. It's about the flame in your chest. The Stoics knew this. They didn't measure life by how long it lasted, but by how deeply it was lived. A 20-year-old with no purpose can feel ancient. A 70-year-old with a mission can feel unstoppable. I saw this with my grandmother. At 85, she took up painting. Her hands shook, her eyesight wasn't great, but her eyes sparkled when she held that brush. She wasn't just passing time, she was creating. She was alive. Meanwhile, I've met people half her age who've already checked out, drifting through life like ghosts. The difference? Purpose. That's the Stoic truth. Youth isn't a phase, it's a choice. It's deciding to stay lit, no matter what. I want to hear from you now. What keeps your spirit young? What's that one thing that makes you feel alive, no matter the chaos around you? Maybe it's a hobby, a goal, a quiet ritual. Drop it in the comments. Let's inspire each other. Because here's the thing, we all need reminders. We all need to see what lights others up so we can stoke our own flames. Your story might be the spark someone else needs. So, what's yours? Share it. Let's keep this fire burning together. We've all felt that spark fade. It's tough to reignite. Life gets heavy. Bills, responsibilities, the weight of it all. I've been there. There are days when getting out of bed feels like a win, and anything more seems impossible. But Stoicism doesn't ask you to ignore that weight. It asks you to find purpose within it, to see that even in the grind, there's a chance to live well, to stay youthful, not by escaping life, but by embracing it fully. That's the gift. That's why it matters. So, why stay youthful? Because in Stoicism, it's about living with purpose, not just passing time. Curiosity keeps you growing. Resilience keeps you steady. But vitality, that's what ties it all together. It's the energy to live with intention, to feel alive in your skin. And it's not just about feeling good. It's about being ready for what's next. Because in Stoicism, the journey doesn't end here. Vitality isn't just about energy, it's also about peace. Let's explore how Stoicism helps you find calm in the chaos. You seek peace over perfection. Ever chase a perfect day? You know, the kind where everything clicks. No delays, no drama, just smooth sailing. I've tried. You probably have too. But here's the catch. Perfection slips through your fingers. Always. The coffee spills, the meeting runs late, the Wi-Fi dies, and suddenly your perfect day unravels. It's exhausting, isn't it? Chasing flawless moments only to watch them crumble. I've felt that drain. Maybe you have too. We've been talking about vitality, about staying youthful through purpose. But now, let's shift gears. Purpose is powerful, but without peace, it's a fire that burns you out. Peace is what steadies you. It's what we're diving into today. So, what is this peace I'm talking about? It's not the absence of trouble. Life doesn't work that way. Chaos doesn't just vanish. Peace is clarity amid the storm. It's a calm that doesn't depend on everything going right. The Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't waste energy chasing perfection. Perfection is fragile. It shatters the moment something goes wrong. But peace? It's steady. It's the quiet strength that keeps you grounded when the world spins out of control. Think about it. When you stop fighting life's messiness and start accepting it, something shifts. Your inner light glows without flickering. That's the Stoic way. Peace radiates outward, defying time itself. It's not about fixing the chaos around you. It's about finding stillness within it. Seneca, one of the great Stoic minds, put it perfectly. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Let that sink in. How often do you stress over things that haven't happened yet, or things that already did? You replay that awkward conversation in your head. You worry about tomorrow's deadline. Suddenly, your mind's a battlefield. But here's the truth Seneca knew. The real storm isn't outside, it's inside. The Stoics taught us to quiet that noise, to focus on what's real right now. Not the what-ifs or the should-haves, just this moment. That's where peace lives. It's not about making everything perfect. It's about seeing what is and letting go of what isn't. Let me tell you about a friend of mine. She's the kind of person who glows even when life's falling apart. Last year, everything hit her at once. Her business tanked, her dog got sick, her roof started leaking, all in the same week. Chaos, right? I thought she'd be a wreck. But when I saw her, she was calm, not frazzled, not ranting, just steady. I asked her how she did it. She smiled and said, "I can't fix everything today, but I can handle what's in front of me." That was it. She wasn't chasing control or perfection. She'd found peace, and it showed. Her energy wasn't drained. She was lifted by the calm she carried inside. I felt it too. Those days when I stopped battling the mess and just breathe. The weight lifts. The storm's still there, but I'm not drowning. That's peace in action. That's what the Stoics lived for. So, how do you find this peace? It's simpler than you might think. Tonight, before you go to bed, take 5 minutes. Sit quietly. Ask yourself, what's real and what's just noise? The deadline you're facing? That's real. The fear of failing at it, that's noise. The argument with your partner, real. The story you're spinning about what it means, noise. Let the noise go. Focus on what's true, what's here. This isn't about ignoring your problems, it's about seeing them clearly, without the extra baggage. Strip away the what-ifs, and you're left with what is. That's where peace settles in. Try it tonight. Reflect. Release. You'll feel lighter. You'll sleep better. And over time, this becomes your anchor. A habit that keeps you steady, no matter what comes. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Perfection's a trap, but peace is the real fountain of youth. Bold claim, right? Think about it. Perfection demands control over people, over outcomes, over life itself. But life doesn't bend to your will. It's messy. It's unpredictable. Chasing perfection is like running toward the horizon. You never get there. It wears you down. Peace, though, it's always within reach. It doesn't ask you to fix the world. It asks you to steady yourself. And when you do, you change. Your face softens. Your breath deepens. You carry a quiet strength that time can't touch. That's the Stoic secret. Peace doesn't just calm your mind, it keeps you vibrant. It's the ultimate youth serum, hidden in plain sight. I want to hear from you now. Where do you find peace in a hectic day? Maybe it's a quiet corner with a book. Maybe it's a walk outside, feeling the breeze on your face. Maybe it's just a deep breath between emails. Drop it in the comments below. Let's share our sanctuaries. Because here's the thing, peace isn't one size fits all. Your calm might look different from mine, and that's fine. What matters is that you find it. Your story could spark someone else to seek their own. So, what's your go-to? Let's learn from each other. Let's build a little community of calm right here. Chasing flawless days is draining. I've felt that weight too. The pressure to keep every plate spinning, to have it all together. It's relentless. But Stoicism doesn't demand perfection from you. It asks you to be present, to find peace in the imperfect, to let go of the noise and hold on to what's real. That's the gift. That's what fuels your resilience. Peace keeps you steady, no matter what life throws your way. But there's one final piece to this puzzle. Your inner strength ties it all together. Let's explore how Stoicism helps you build that strength from within. You draw strength from within. Have you ever felt like your worth depends on what others think? It's a heavy burden, isn't it? We've all sought approval from friends, family, even strangers on social media. You post a photo, check for likes, and feel that fleeting rush, or the sting when it doesn't come. I've been there too. It's exhausting. The constant need for validation pulls you in every direction, like you're trying to please a crowd that never stops asking for more. But what if I told you that true strength, the kind that keeps you youthful, doesn't come from outside. It comes from within. You've learned to find peace in the chaos. Now, let's talk about the final piece, drawing strength from yourself. Because in Stoicism, self-reliance isn't just a virtue, it's the cornerstone of a life well lived. Strength isn't loud. It's not about flexing your muscles or shouting your achievements. It's quiet. It's the steady power to stand alone when the world turns its back. Stoics don't lean on others for their worth. They build it from within. They know that external approval is fickle. Like the wind, it shifts without warning. But inner strength, That's a fortress. It's unshakable. Think about it. When you rely on yourself, you're not tossed around by every opinion or setback. You're anchored. You're free. And that freedom, that self-reliance, is what keeps you youthful. Not in a superficial way, but in a way that radiates from the inside out. You've seen it before. Someone who walks into a room, not with arrogance, but with quiet confidence. They don't need to prove anything. They just are. That's Stoic strength. It's timeless. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, knew this better than anyone. He wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Let that sink in. Your strength, your joy, your resilience, it all starts in your mind. Not in what others say, not in what happens to you, but in how you choose to think. The Stoics believed that you can't control the world, but you can control your response. That's where your power lies. When you master your thoughts, you master your life. You become your own source of strength, and that's a game changer. It's not about ignoring the noise, it's about rising above it. It's about knowing that no matter what comes, you've got what it takes, because you do. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine facing harsh criticism at work from a friend, maybe even from yourself. The words sting. Your first instinct is to defend, to shrink, or to lash out. But instead, you pause, you smile. Not because you're ignoring the feedback, but because you know your worth. You've built a foundation inside that no one can shake. That's Stoic strength in action. It's not about being bulletproof. It's about being whole. I've felt it too. A few years back, I poured my heart into a project. When it didn't land well, the feedback was brutal. I could have crumbled. Instead, I took a breath. I reminded myself, I did my best. I'll learn from this. That quiet confidence didn't erase the sting, but it kept me steady. It kept me moving forward. That's the power of self-reliance. It's not about never doubting, it's about knowing you'll get through it anyway. So, how do you start building this inner strength? It's simpler than you might think. Next time doubt creeps in, maybe you're second-guessing a decision or feeling like you're not enough. Pause. Take a deep breath. Tell yourself, I am enough. Let those words sink in. It's not just a phrase, it's a reminder. You've got everything you need already inside you. This isn't about puffing yourself up or ignoring your flaws. It's about recognizing your inherent worth. The Stoics didn't chase perfection. They chased progress. They knew that strength grows from self-trust, from showing up for yourself even when it's hard. Try it today. When that voice of doubt pipes up, meet it with, I am enough. Feel the shift. You'll stand a little taller. You'll breathe a little easier. Now here's something that might surprise you. Weakness isn't failure. It's forgetting you're already whole. It's not about stumbling or making mistakes. It's about losing sight of your own strength. The Stoics believed that you don't need to become something new. You just need to remember who you are. You're not broken. You're not lacking. You're already enough. That's the twist. Strength isn't something you earn. It's something you reclaim. Every time you doubt yourself, you're not weak. You've just forgotten. But the moment you remember, the moment you draw from within, you're strong again. It's always there, waiting for you to tap into it. That's the Stoic truth. You're whole. You're capable. You're enough. I want to hear from you now. When was the last time you felt truly strong? Maybe it was standing up for yourself in a tough conversation. Maybe it was making a choice that scared you but felt right. Or maybe it was simply saying no when you needed to. Drop your story in the comments. Let's celebrate those moments together. Because here's the thing, strength isn't always grand. Sometimes it's quiet. It's the small, everyday victories that build your resilience. Your story might inspire someone else to find their own strength. So, share it. Let's lift each other up. We've all looked outside for approval. It's a heavy load. I've carried it too, worrying about what others think, bending over backward to fit their expectations. It's draining. But Stoicism offers a lighter path. It invites you to put down that weight and draw from your own well of strength. You don't need to carry the world, just yourself. That's the gift. That's what keeps you youthful, not in age, but in spirit. Because when you rely on yourself, you're not just surviving, you're thriving, you're free. So, here we are. We've explored how Stoicism helps you build resilience, embrace change, cultivate curiosity, find peace, and now, draw strength from within. These aren't just ideas, they're tools. Tools that keep you youthful, not in the mirror, but in your heart. And that's what truly matters. Strength isn't loud, it's quiet. It's the power to stand alone, to smile in the face of doubt, because you know you're enough. These 7 Stoic secrets, resilience, embracing change, curiosity, peace, and more, don't just keep you young in years, they keep you alive in spirit. You've learned how to thrive in chaos, dance with life's shifts, stay curious, find peace, and draw strength from within. These aren't just tools for surviving, they're tools for thriving, for living fully, with a vitality that time can't touch. At the heart of it all is one Stoic truth. Control what you can, embrace what you can't. That's the Stoic way to defy time. It's not about chasing youth. It's about mastering your mind, finding purpose, and staying steady. That's what keeps you youthful, inside and out. So, here's your step. Take a moment today to reflect. Ask yourself, where can I build resilience? Maybe it's in your work, your relationships, or your own thoughts. Start small. Start now. That's where the journey begins. If this sparked something in you, hit like and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Share this with someone who radiates youth. They'll love it. And in the comments, tell me, what's your secret to staying youthful? Let's keep this conversation going. See you in the next one.